Before you start to build any sort of advanced layouts on a web page, you need to first understand the CSS Box Model. Now this box model governs every single HTML element. This could be your entire body of your website, or it could be just a single piece of text, an image, anything that's an element on a website is governed by the CSS Box Model. So it's very important to understand how this works so you can relate different elements to each other. So each element has the main content. This is usually the purpose of the element. For example, this is an image, so the content is the actual image. This up here is a paragraph of text. That means that the content is the actual text of the paragraph. The next one is the padding. The padding is the area immediately around your main content. The border is the perimeter. Think of it as like your property. Your content would be your house. Your padding would be your yard. Your border would be a fence, and your margin would be how far you are from other properties. So let's actually play around with this a little bit. It should be a little easier to understand. So right here I have text. So our text is our content. And I have pulled up what's called the inspector. To do that, you right click and you click on Inspect Element. In the majority of browsers, this will appear. Now, we have some metrics down here. You'll see that our content, which is our actual text, is 300 pixels wide and 198 pixels tall. You'll see that we have some padding. This is kind of the personal space around the object, and that is 25 pixels on every single side. Now, this text has a background color of light gray. You'll see over here, background light gray. So the content as well as the padding gets the background color. You'll note that the color changes immediately at the border. We have this navy blue border, and our border is also 25 pixels. And then finally we have the margin. The margin is the space outside the element. This does not have any border color, any background color. It's no colors are specified here. So let's start making a couple changes to show you how this works. Let's start with the border. I want to make my border 10 pixels on top and 10 pixels on the bottom. Oops, I just changed the padding by accident. Sorry about that. There we go. My border has now been updated, so it is 10 pixels on the bottom, 10 on the top, 25 on the left, and 25 on the right. Now let's try adjusting my padding. This time I am going to adjust the left, and I'm going to make that 10 pixels. And you'll see the amount of space here between the content and the border gets reduced to be whatever I specified for the padding. Finally, let's show the margin. The margin, I'm going to send it all the way down to 0. You'll note there is now no space between the left edge of the page and the left edge of the item. That means it has a margin of 0. It has no space between the elements. So hopefully this helps to explain the CSS Box Model, and in the next video we'll get started playing with visual editors.